Well, see what time it is.
It's 6:08.
It's late.
Not drastically late, but
You
really,
got
I
stuck
just
in
walked.
traffic.
Huh?
You got stuck in traffic.
Yeah, kinda.
That's just your agenda and everything for the improvement meeting. I just thought it was good.
Guys all set?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order for Monday, December 2nd, budget meeting for Williamstown. Anything different to be added to the agenda? No. You guys got anything? All in favor of the agenda as written, or make a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second,
I'll second it, yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So good? Okay, review of public comments. Everybody knows about the limited sheet up back there if anybody's interested in it. Any select board announcements? Okay, any public announcements? New business, general budget? Jackie, you wanna go through that with us?
Okay, so nothing has changed on the first page as far as income. Other than we reduced the planning commission by the $7,500. 75? Yeah, $7,500, and we moved that into the highway budget. So the general fund to be raised in taxes went down $7,500. Page 2, nothing has changed from the last meeting. Page 3, that I removed the Emerald Ash Borer from the Planning Commission, reduced that down to $20,746.37 from what it was previously. Town report, budget did not change. Listers, nothing has changed since the last meeting. Next page, there were no changes. BCA, elections, town manager's budget. Nothing has changed in the town clerk treasurer budgets. Nothing has changed in the general, which is the custodial, heating, fuel, dues, everything for the town office, computer services. Professional audit did go up a little bit, but that's because of our ARPA and our FEMA money. We have to have the single audit done because of that. And just on that note, I signed off on the increase with the state today for the additional 15%. So that's an additional $197,000 additional money we'll get because they're paying 90%. And then they sent me the formal paperwork for the Cat C, which is all the administrative costs. This is for the July 2023 flood. Which they pay 100% of that, and all of my admin, all of my hours and everything that I put in, and Dave's, it was just shy of $37,000 that we'll get 100% back on for all of the, for that. So we're looking at another $235,000 coming in. But everything has been signed off on today for the additional 15% for all of the damage for the 2023 and has already gone to the accounting department at the state. So I should be getting that electronic funds transfer within the next week and a half.
Well, it looks to me like you did a real good job on getting us through all that mess.
Yep. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, and the December, everything we've gotten paid for 4 of the 5 damages. The only one that's left is Chelsea Road. As soon as that's done, that paperwork will go in, and that's pretty much straightforward. They've already allocated the amount, because we went to the bid process. So it's already been approved. We've just gotta send them the check stubs and the invoices, and then that one will turn around real quick, and then that'll close, and then I'll close out the Cat Z administrative costs for December. And then everything has been done for the July 2024 flood, except for Granville Road, which Bobby Molinaro was starting that, he's starting that this week. And then I'll do the Cat Z for that, which is fairly minimal, because that's only 5 months worth of admin for that. And then I'll be able to close that one out. So I'm hoping by the end of December that everything will be sent in, plugged in, and we should be able to close out the December 2023 and the July 2024.
Barring any crazy unforeseen weather, normal, we should be all set up there on
Yeah.
Chelsea Road.
At this point, I'd
We
rather,
start Thursday, I think.
okay,
We got, I don't know, how many loads of riprap rock up there already.
I mean, it's already been allocated, so like I said, I just need to send in the invoices and the bills and the check stubs, so that it's been, and then it's all ready to go. Everything else has already been submitted in the portal. So
Good.
we're pretty good on that, but back to, that was the reason the professional audit had to go up, because of we had to have a single audit done for this year and a single audit for next year because of the additional money.
So, that federal money has to have certified audits.
Yep.
All that federal work we're doing now is have certified payroll.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so there's additional work that our auditor has to do the single audit along with just our regular one. So that's it on there. The next page, nothing has changed. Miscellaneous is staying the same. Municipal maintenance, landfill, legal fees. Health officer, fire warden, child care contributions, streetlights, and Orange County, I left it at the 70,000. We did get the 3 proposals in. We got the 20-hour, the 30-hour, and the 40-hour a week proposals from the sheriff, but we can talk more about that next Monday night when the sheriff calls. But to make it very clear that Orange County Sheriff's Department is not our primary policing. BSP is our primary. They're here for presence, to do patrolling on the back roads, but they just don't have the staffing to have somebody over here all the time. So if you call them, if they have somebody available, they'll send them, but if they don't, then, BSP is the primary. So on that, let's see, the animal control, that's the only thing that changed on there was the FICA on that. Ambulance contract, it went from 266,000 down to 246, and it may go down a little bit more. Their budget is, they don't have their town meeting until May, but they're currently working on their budget, and it may be able to be tweaked to go down a little bit more, but as of right now, the 246 is where we stand on that.
see me checking my phones, because Colleen fell down and cracked her head on the ice here before I came down here.
Oh, she's
She was in bed.
Colleen.
Just told her to call me if something got worse.
Let's see. Public safety. Oh, the next one is, that one is, Fast Squad, and that's within the $12,000, from the rent. It's still covering their budget. Public safety building, That's going up. Obviously, the building maintenance and repairs, the building's now 10 years old. I just had to replace one pressure reducer, and it looks like the other two are gonna have to be done, and they're $900 just for the pressure reducer, so I bumped that up. Other than that, everything else pretty much stayed the same. We moved we switched the propane to pellets, because pellets are every other year. They usually fill the silo out there. So this will be the year that we'll get a pellet delivery in the spring. Fire department, that went up about just under 20,000. The fire chief salary went up 2,000. We had to increase the incident pay because of the number of calls. It's based on number of calls, so we had to bump that up. So in doing that, then obviously that affects the FICA, the child care, the unemployment, the workman's comp. That all gets adjusted. The accident, and sickness actually went down. That's through the passive, and they found a better company with a better rate, so that got reduced. We put in money for the backup generator, an additional $2,000 for that, for service contract. I didn't change the office supplies, is still 300, Tyler. Let me see that.
That's supposed to be,
It's supposed to be 300, not 3,000.
Okay, and then fuel oil, what's that for? There's $300 for fuel oil.
That's actually, that needs to get bumped down. That 3,000 shouldn't have been in there. So the 300 under the fuel, heating fuel, is actually supposed to be the office supplies.
Okay.
So you take that out and then reduce the 3,000 to 300, so I've got to adjust that.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everything else, capital communications, that's our contract that all the towns have to kick in. And they will not allow us, because we did away with the ambulance service. The former Selectboard signed that contract, so it stays at the 5136. That's the dispatching.
Explain that to me again.
I don't understand it very well, but this is William's baby. But Capital Communications is, they pulled all of the towns together that are through that organization, and it's a capital improvement thing for the dispatching. So it's above and beyond Berry City dispatching. I think it's all going to be reverting to that at some point. But it's something that took place like I don't know if you were still on the board. Jasmine signed the contract. William can explain it better. Get him to explain it better at the next meeting.
So short of it is, even though we took the ambulance off,
It doesn't matter, it's a set rate for each town, and it was based on that.
but based on population.
Yep, it's per capita. Other than that, the communications dispatch actually went down through Berry City, went from 11,000 to 8586. So that does offset that capital communications cost. And everything else stayed the same on that. So that's the general. And I gave you the new updated highway with the additional tree removal. So that's the only change that was in the highway, which you'd already approved. And then we move on to cemetery, which they are under their own separate article. But they went up $3,000, just over $3,000. And that was pretty much the contracted services for the company that maintains the cemeteries. It went from 36,000 to 4,100. So, and then the library, which has their own article, went from 118,000 to 127,000. I did, if you'll note, that the librarian's wages and the clerk's wages are now broken out. So the clerk's wages includes the custodial, so it's 2 clerks and the cleaning person. But it gives you a better idea of what the librarian's actual wages are, because it was all lumped together with the 2 clerks and the custodian before. And the clerk's wages went up a little bit because of the minimum wages going up again in January. But the librarian is not getting a raise. They did not give her an increase this year. And the rest of it is just pretty much straightforward property insurance.
So that's not part of our,
No, that's just, and then the last thing was the appropriations, which I'm still missing, people's health and wellness. Good Beginnings, Vermont Center for Independent Living, Berry Area Senior Center, and CBT State Police. Have they disbanded? Because I haven't gotten anything from them.
Yeah, the board that I used to be on, I don't believe they're still.
Yeah, so probably won't get one for that one, but those are the only ones that are missing out of that. And everything stayed the same. Well, we added the Henry S. Baker. They put in a request for an appropriation, 5,000. And then the food shelf went from 10,000 to 12,500.
Say that again?
What's that?
Say what the food shop again?
It went from 10 to 12,500. Everything else has stayed the same. The Historical Society, when they went down, they went from their 9,000 last year to 5,000 this year.
And I think you had mentioned this to me, for the food shelf, once someone is served, do they try to figure out something long-term for them, or is it?
It used to be, because I talked to Horace about this, it used to be that if somebody from another town comes and uses the food shelf, they allow them to use it one time, but then they find out where their local food shelf is in the town that they're from.
Okay.
I don't know if that's still the case, but that's the way it was always done when Horace was running it.
He's still running it?
Rama's running it, and Jennifer Cummings are the only 2 that I know of right now. I don't know if Horace is still part of it or not.
I guess he does work it on Saturdays.
Okay, so he like mans the, yeah.
Oh, it's a separate article voted on anyway, so.
Yeah. I do want to put my digs in now for the, it used to be diversion. That organization's a joke. In 2021, I had a resident of the town come to the office, pretty much went off the deep end, threatened to punch me in the face twice, ripped the water meter off of his house, said that we were bugging his internet. He was arrested. The judge put him under the diversion, restorative justice. He didn't follow through. Now we're going to a jury trial. He stood outside the courthouse and shook hands with all of the jury draw people that were going in. So basically they had to drop the whole thing and wait until a new jury was selected because he contaminated the jury draw. And all restorative justice wanted to do was me to sit down and mediate with him. And I thought, I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit down and mediate with somebody that threatened to punch me in the face twice. He should have gone before the judge, had his arraignment, did his thing, but we're now going into January is the jury draw of 2025. It used to be fine. I mean, they've,
I've been involved in a couple of deals, not for myself, but went with someone else. It was going through the process. Speak for them.
they
Seemed
have
like
a
it worked
new
pretty good.
person that runs it now. David Savage ran it for years and years and years and retired, and now it's a joke. They don't do what they're supposed to do, and
Which line item is that?
it's Orange County Restorative Justice.
So they asked for this year?
Oh,
Yeah, they asked for $500 again this year.
is that a state department or
It's through the court system.
or it's a separate entity and the court uses them?
Yeah, so if somebody, like, usually they do it like when juveniles get in trouble, they'll send them to diversion, you have to write a letter.
So it's a private, this is a private company and the state contracts.
It's through the Orange County court system, but it's Orange County Restorative Justice.
They
It
might
used to be called diversion.
make them do some community service type stuff or something.
Yeah.
It works good rather than putting somebody in jail for minor thing, you know?
I just didn't know how it worked with like the state, if it was a separate company and then the state
No,
contracts.
no, it's all connected with the courthouse. But they have they requested appropriation from all of the towns in Orange County.
Well, I don't know how it'll be this year. Most of the time they just lump it all together and vote on one number.
Yeah.
So it's out of our hands. So, for tonight, we got another budget meeting a week from now.
Well, your regular select board meeting is next Monday night, so.
So what's gonna be on the agenda for that budget? We got, everything pretty much done, don't we?
You've got the highway done, you've got the water and sewer done. It's just, I'm gonna start working on the warning. I've got the verbiage for, the listers. I got that from VLCT last Wednesday, so I can start plugging the warning together, what I can. I've got the cemetery, I've got the library, so I can pretty much do get most of the warning done.
Yeah, I mean, when you gotta have it in by first of the year or something like that?
Yeah.
Or by the end of January or whatever it is?
Yeah.
So it really ain't no.
Usually do it mid-January,
We
so
just
I
have
can get-
another budget meeting. When you get everything all ready.
yeah, I mean, I'll make the changes that need to be made. We'll talk to George next week and you can decide what you're gonna do with that line item, if you're gonna leave it at the 70 or if you're gonna go another route.
So we
But
want,
everything is pretty much,
once you get everything finalized, let us know. We'll do it last final.
do it towards the end of December
Probably could do it at a select board meeting. They'll
or
usually last that
maybe the
long.
first one in January. Okay.
Hey, Rodney?
Orange County Sheriff, have you checked with like Washington County or Windsor County about it covered?
So I reached out, oh, sorry.
Having an officer ride around Wayman people, I don't think it's cut down the crime in the town of Williamstown. And I thinking they're spending $70,000 for that. We're wasting that money. Can't find something else, maybe it's just saving $70,000. Unless they think they can rebuild the apartment next year. I think we're throwing the money away.
How has he come along with it as far as the department goes? He get full staffed yet?
No. Lenny, like I said, Lenny's done the 14th of December, he's retiring. He's got one guy that's supposed to be coming back. Other than that, there's just Russ and one other guy.
So when is their contract done, July 1st?
June 30th it ends.
That's kind of what we were discussing, or we were supposed to discuss with him today, but we'll talk about.
That'll be Monday night when everybody's here. I did reach out to Washington County, and I didn't get any response from them. I've reached out to them twice in the last 6 months. Berrytown doesn't have the staffing. I've reached out to them. I talked to Windsor County back in, oh God, it was back when I was on the committee before you went on to it, with all the towns. And I haven't talked to him any further at that
How about
point.
Berrytown? You ever check with him?
They don't have staffing. We talked to Berrytown and Washington County.
I think we're wasting our money with Orange County.
Yeah.
The way they're doing it now, they can't provide. Yeah, presence, but everyone knows they gotta do anything. They're gonna drive around.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 2 auto thefts in town recently.
So I think that,
Drug raid down here in Beckett Street. I mean, the crime is not going down.
that's a discussion to have with George Monday night.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got to say and go from there. But I would agree with Rodney, I think. Yeah, we gave him a year to get their act together, basically, from last year, and they're just trying to get back on their feet. But it seems like it's gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But probably ain't too many other choices either, so I don't know.
Fortunately.
Did Orange County, the actual court, they were having some issues, right, with what the money they could give them? I just read this a long time ago. How did that work? Like the
Right,
the
so-
judges made a decision on what to give Orange County Sheriff?
Historically, in the past, they had given money for other. They're only required under the state statute to give them the maintain the building and pay the sheriff and pay for the administrative assistant and the bookkeeper. That's what their statutory obligations are. In the past, when it was Bill Boniak, he had a good working relationship with the side judges, and they appropriated more money for them for other stuff, but the side judges brought it all back to just doing what they're statutory obligated to do under state statutes, so I don't think that's gonna change. And now they're not even, the bailiff isn't even an Orange County Sheriff's, who they have there now is, they have Windsor County in the Orange County Courthouse. Because there was some issues between the county clerk and the sheriff's department. So,
George used to be the one tending the courthouse.
Yeah.
Years a year.
So, that's another issue.
Yeah,
I remember when
I was gonna say, it just seemed like it'd be good for us to discuss with, and again, I can't think of the sheriff's name, I apologize. George. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily just Orange County. I mean, I just read a thing about Burlington Police Department. They're having a heck of a time right now. Even their department, like the city is basically saying the department is contaminated and they need a whole new police department in Burlington. But it would be good to talk to the sheriff and see like what's his plan to get newer sheriffs in to try to rebuild the department, because obviously they've had a lot of issues since he became elected. I mean, I hope that they're gonna do all right. That's my personal belief. I've read other things with other sheriff's departments that they've had issues in the past, not Orange County necessarily, but hopefully he has a plan. That's what we need to know.
Yeah, currently Orange County has a contract with Orange, Washington, Stratford, Williamstown, and,
Brookfield.
no, not Brookfield. Berkshire's talking about, they're working on a contract with Orange County, and when I talked to Lenny last week, they are in renegotiations with Chelsea again for the daytime. They don't have any staffing for nighttime, but they were working on possibly taking back over daytime in Chelsea. So,
So they have what, like 7-ish towns and 3 officers and one's going away.
but I don't know, I know they were working on people coming in. I know once was getting out of he's on military. He's coming back from that, so, who was there formerly. But I don't know, other than that, what their situation is over there.
When I was growing up, the town had 5 constables. I don't know if we were that bad, but they had Wayne Young, Rudy Young, and Arnold Covey, and Irvin Stevenson, and Larry Day, I think it was. Had 5 of them.
Wasn't Arnold an Orange County deputy too?
Yeah.
And they still had all the county sheriff, Russ Bagley was the county
Russ Bagley.
sheriff.
Yep,
Our Carl Bushy.
and then Jerry Eldred.
Eldridge, yeah. Bushy was the constable for Brookfield.
Wayne Young,
I don't remember being any worse than any worse than the kids are now. Enough of them. But I don't know. Anybody ever thought about looking at doing something like that again? Maybe 1 or 2 just constables.
We actually touched base on that a couple of years ago. I really didn't go for it. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, the
I
only
mean,
thing you really
considering
have
all
to
the-
look at is the training, the equipment, and
Somebody
the
actually-
liability insurance is.
The people actually want to do it.
Instead of just like taking somebody like, oh, I want to be a constable, and like,
It's a full-time job.
but is it like, just, you would say, hey, this is open, somebody, you go, you get the training, and they just stay in Williamstown, is that what a constable is? I don't know.
Pretty much what they did.
Usually it's a resident.
Pretty much.
town.
It's like
They
Orange.
take your men
Camille
in, light out,
Central.
stick it on their car, and then go out and patrol.
Needs to stop being for speeding.
Do they have actual like authority to like do anything?
They did away with the constable.
Oh, yeah.
What, how many years ago did they do away with the constable? Must be 20 years now.
At least, not 30.
Yeah,
It's been a
because,
long time.
I mean, there wasn't a constable
Yeah.
14 years ago, so.
Yeah, it's right, John.
I think nowadays, get constable, you have to take police training.
Yep, you have to go to the academy and get certified.
I don't think they had to, but.
No. It was the Wild West back then, Seth.
It was. Not saying that it was all bad when it was the Wild West.
No, but a lot of things have changed since then too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the liability is huge.
So you'd probably still be talking at least 50,000.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it doesn't look like that seems to be working too well. I don't know what.
And I know it was what, maybe 5-6 years ago. I talked to other towns that they had contracted with VSP. Essex did that, and then that didn't work out for them because VSP was short-staffed, so that didn't work. And then I looked into the costs of having our own police department, and 6 years ago, it was like $375,000. And now it's probably over $500,000 a year, between liability and equipment, training and.
I can kind of see if they want to just get a couple more officers. Ask them what should talk. When's the last time you talked about it? Chris Violet.
Chris Violet? Oh, it was back in the spring when I talked to him. They didn't have any staffing. They didn't have enough. They're short-staffed.
Could you reach back out to Windsor just to see?
Yeah, I can call Ryan. His name's Ryan Palmer,
They seem to be,
Windsor County.
seem to be busy.
They do Tunbridge and they do Chelsea.
Get farther away from home base.
Yeah.
And one was here from one of our car accidents that started in Berry City. It was a woman, I don't know her name, but she was from Windsor.
Yeah, no, I can reach out to Ryan and see,
Doesn't hurt just to get.
right, what they got to offer.
I'm quite sure a couple weeks ago, there was a Windsor County Sheriff's car sitting in front of the Historical Society.
That's probably because they all work together on the Click It or Tickets grants.
Okay.
So they all merge them together. You could get somebody from Berrytown or from Berlin or Washington County. You never know who you're gonna get in the area for those grants.
I would just find out what, so we don't run into the same issue, are they here just for a presence, or would they actually be able to
Yeah.
do things?
And even if we had to pay a little bit more, get something that's worth something. I tend to agree with Rodney, we ain't get much for $7,000.
Yeah.
How
No,
do
I'll call Ryan.
I was just
Talk to
threatening
Chris.
over at Solid the other day, so.
Oh, you were the one that went to Sutton? Saw that.
Yeah.
Well, he was threatening that solid deal.
You were?
Rich, are you here to say something about the planning commission or?
What's that?
No,
Rich,
she's talking to you.
were you here to say something on behalf of the planning commission as far as budget goes or anything?
Just our big focus is on the town plan and working with the Regional Planning Commission on that. So, the Regional Planning Commission is also doing their regional plan right now, so it actually works out really well as they're working on different chapters. We're kind of working with them on that. So probably look at late spring by the time we get ours back up. And I have to get them with you, Jackie, for the contract and get all the work efforts. I've got another meeting in a couple weeks with, and they've got some planning training coming up too. So I think that's really the big focus for us is to get the town plan finished up to date, and that'll be good for the next 6 year or 8 years, right?
So there no big heartburn over the Elmore Ash Borer? There wasn't any big heartburn over the Elmore Ash Borer thing there?
No, not at all. That's fine with, because Dave's doing the work there, so that actually makes sense. And the only thing I might add on that is there are grants available at times, and they're kind of rolling at different parts of the year. So you may be able to get some reimbursement, but usually on any, as Jackie knows, any of the tree removal projects, there's always a tree planting project that's going to go along with it. And I'd be happy to help in that part as tree warden and, working on things. But there may be some ways to also get some money back from our urban and community forestry, from Dave's group on that. So I'll keep tabs on all that stuff, and probably be good if I could get with Dave and Jackie sometime. I can sit down and kind of go over some of the grant. There's three pools of funding that they're using, and they're just getting renewed every year pretty much. So, but yeah, no issues at all with that.
Okay. Just didn't seem to make sense.
Yeah.
You guys didn't have Aren't going out there and cut any trees for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Motion to adjourn.
I make the motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.